Hello, woodchucks and farmers. Welcome back to Oceanside Forest. I am in the huge sorghum field where we're currently harvesting. The harvest has continued. 3 loads have been brought in total so far down to the silo. Says 360,000 liters of sorghum so far off this field. And I'm in the New Holland T8. I got our mulcher with us, the horse mulcher. I forgot what it's called. But I'm starting to mulch part of the field anyways. I figure I'd get started on it. I was up in the tree harvester cutting down some trees. I got about 20 cut and I got tired of it and I couldn't keep track of the combine. The combine's filling up rather quickly, which is very good. I am hoping by the end of harvest today, which we're trying to find out, are we going to reach 500,000 liters off this field, which I think we're going to. And once we do, or if we do, we will transfer some chickens over to the next pen. We got one lone rooster in there, so he's looking for some friends. We'll transport 8 hens on over. Maybe baby chicks. That way it'll take a little time for them to start reproducing. But I think we should have enough to take care of 3 pens for another year. And then, of course, you know, we're slowly expanding the fields as we go along. So even every year after that, we should be fine. Let's see. Once I get around here, you can kind of see how far we have gotten in the harvest. Not much further than what we last left previous episode. Just making sure the combine is rolling, which it is. And I don't know who's working in there. I just logged on, hired a worker, and they're going. So it's one of the Franks we can check later on if we want. But yeah, we're mulching this field here. We don't really need to because we do have a direct drill. But, you know, farmers have said sorghum with stalks this high, they would definitely mulch it on down, cultivate it in or something. So we're mulching it in with a horse. And plus I get to ride in the New Holland T8, my favorite tractor in the game, ever since I started using it in FS15. Yeah, combine is still rolling, but since it's going that way, okay, never mind. I just saw the notification come up that they are full. So let's go ahead and... Well, I didn't leave this engine running. I should just leave this engine running for as fast as I keep coming over here. You can see where I finished unloading them. And they did about 2 passes and they're full. So this should almost put us, after the combine unloads, into the trailer. With the 360,000 liters I brought in already, I got 23,000 here. I should have another 24,000 coming on in. That'll put us at 400,000 liters. So can I get another 100,000 liters out this field? I do believe we can. Should not be a problem. I'm probably not close enough. I can get a little bit closer. As long as he starts unloading, or she starts unloading, we can go along here. And once the harvest is completely done, we can check on the precision farming tab, and we can see how many liters of grain we harvested throughout the year. And it's going to be over 1 million, I do believe. And that was our original goal at the beginning of this season. And speaking of goals, if you have missed the last couple of episodes, we have changed our goals here on Oceanside Forest. 20,000 birds, that is just going to be way too much work as we're seeing. So we brought it back down to the original goal of 10,000 birds. 6,000 chickens and 4,000 ducks are what we're going to have here on the farm. All the pens have been placed down at the farm, chicken farmyard. I really didn't do any work in between episodes other than that we just started harvesting here. And like I said, I cut down about 20 or 30 trees. And yeah, the tree harvester and I were not really gelling that well today. The trees were getting caught in stumps when I was trying to trim them. A couple of them got stuck on the tree harvester themselves. Yeah, when it's like that, it's like, all right, tree harvester, I've had enough of you today. I'm going to move on to something else. And I thought, you know what? Starting the episode by mulching, that would be a good way to do it. All right, looks like the combine is empty-ish, or almost empty, so we're going to jump back into the T8. And I'm going to continue on here. Mulching up this field. 12.5 meter wide mulcher is the horse. I think it's called the Cultro? Cultro? I'm trying to read what it says there. Cultro 12. This is part of the horse DLC pack that came out a couple months ago. Time is flying by really, really quickly, but it's actually probably been more than a couple months at this point. Let's turn around here, and we'll try to get another pass going, because as you can see, it's getting a little tight turning around there. I'll be into the trees. And plus, also, mulching will give us an extra 1%, maybe 2%, depending on the soil type, as we saw over by the power lines. Which is not bad. So, I mean, if we get, like, let's just say 600,000 liters off this field, well, 1% would be like 6,000 liters more. 2% would be 12,000 liters more. Not a whole lot when you're talking big numbers like over 1 million liters that you're harvesting completely. But you know what? I may need that extra 12,000 liters. I could end up 12,000 liters short or something like that. But after we harvest this field today, the farming season's not over. We got to plant our winter wheat and barley. But of course, we got our nice 30-meter wide direct drill, so we'll take care of that stuff rather quickly. The only field we're not planting this fall is the hillside field, where that's the field right across the road over there that we're currently cutting down the trees in. That will be sorghum next year. This field here needs to be replanted with barley once we get it all set. The harbor field needs to be planted with wheat. And I think the power line fields need to be replanted with wheat. But the power line fields need to be planted with a different planter because, or excuse me, seed drill. Because our 30-meter wide is just a little bit too big for the power lines. And then once we get that done, then yeah, it's pretty much going through the winter and just trying to expand the hillside field as much as possible. So with feeding 10,000 birds, I think we need like 1.7 million liters to harvest. So yeah, we're going to be over 1 million liters this year, which is good. Maybe 1.1 million liters we'll harvest. So I need another 600,000 liters. So basically, another field this size is what we need to cut. Yeah, that's quite a bit. But we will get there. We shall get there. I keep saying that, but we will get there at some point. I mean, it's only year number 4, and we've cleared out, 4,500 trees or whatever the number is now. Cleared out a lot of land. Of course, now we got lots of money, which is nice to have. It's nice just to say, I need this and go buy it. It's like, well, it costs like $1.5 million with all that equipment that you want. Okay, no problem. We got it. Been a while since I had that luxury. Of course, most of the series, even this one, we usually start with $0, or if I borrow money, we repay the money that we borrow right from the start. Alright, so where is the combine? I'm trying to catch the combine when it's coming back down through. I don't see it, so it must be going back up, or is out of my render range. Oh, it's out of my render range. Let's go ahead and jump back on over. Did I turn the truck off again, or is that turning off by itself? Okay, I timed that pretty well, or not well enough, because the combine is full. We're coming. I need to hop out and actually see for myself who's working in there. That way we can not say, well, whoever's working in the combine. We got names for the Franks. Looks like it's Franco. Scroll. It's hard to tell with a shaded window, but it is Franco. Franco's in there harvesting for us. It was Francine last time, or was it Francesca? Can't remember now. It was one of those two. And they were doing a great job. And off we go. Yeah, this combine has been working great. I know some people have suggested the Colosso or Goliath. I forgot what it's called, harvester. I used harvesters like that in 19, and most of the people didn't mind that I used combines like that, but there were still a good amount of people that were like, yeah, that combine's not realistic, so on and so forth. I've been slowly going, the more and more I play Farming Simulator throughout the years, I've gotten away from more of the absurd equipment, if you will, to more of the realistic equipment. I still use some of the odd stuff, like the Mark Thor Root Crop Harvester pack, which is a great mod, because I don't like root crop harvesting that much, and that pack has definitely helped us on out. And that pack may make a comeback on the American Falls series. But we'll have to wait and see how that one goes. I got a ways to get on that series before I need something like that. But even when I use that Mark Thor pack on American Falls, I may not go with the wider. Well, I don't know. it's a ways off. The plans changed. Like out here in Oceanside Forest, our plans have changed quite a bit. Right, I will follow you down all the way to the end of this row. That way, you should have an empty tank for sure when you start heading back up. So 360,000 liters already brought in, and with what we got into the grain trailer now, that's 450,000 liters harvested off this field alone. So yeah, we should get over 500,000 easily. I don't know if we'll reach 600,000, but that would be kind of cool if we did. The more the merrier. Way off from my original hope of 750,000 when I was thinking last year, and going, geez, maybe possibly 1 million. I'm terrible at guessing the amount of liters off a field apparently, because I've been way off on this series all throughout. I did look before I started cultivating, or sorry, not cultivating, we're mulching the field. I had a quick look at mulchers just to make sure we had the biggest one, at least for mods, as I got loaded on in. Possible, because I want to get this job done quickly and easy. I mean, it's a big field, so the biggest mulcher would definitely be beneficial to us. You wouldn't want a 3-meter wide working in this field. I'd be here forever. But the weird thing is, I just got mulching done on Goldcrest Valley, so it feels like I'm doing the same job right away. Why does it always seem when I do multiple series that the jobs seem to line up with each other? It was like cutting grass. It seemed like at some points all that I was doing for a couple days in Farming Simulator was cutting grass. Now, just a reminder, because I keep seeing comments on this, when I mention mulching, it adds 1% or 2% here. I see that someone always has to comment in and say, no, you get 2.5%. That is with the base game farming. We always, I shouldn't say always, we mostly do precision farming on this channel. So the percentages are going to be just different. That's why I don't bother mulching the other fields. The 1 to 2% doesn't matter that much to me overall. But we're just doing it here because farmers said, yeah, your crop stubble or stalks are way too high. You need to manage them. So we are. We're going to try to manage them all throughout the series. If it gets to be too much or I don't get time to get to it, then maybe I'll drill over it. But I think we'll get the field mulch. It's not taking long to mulch with this mulcher that we have here. And I can hire a worker later on. Off camera, probably. And while that's going on, I could be up in the tree harvester and doing that because, as we have said, we cannot hire a worker to cut down trees. We got to do that ourselves, which is fine. So I could be in the tree harvester taking care of some trees, expanding the farm fields, while work is being done in the fields themselves. And this field should be all set for lime. We limed it last season, so it's not going to be completely perfect. So the yield will drop just slightly because the pH value getting a little bit out of sync. And I could hire a worker to spread some lime in this field, and I might do so. Depends on my mood, I suppose. And I'm already thinking, if we can, which we should get 1 million liters this year in harvesting, should I set next year's goal to get 1.5 million? It won't be enough to feed all 5 coops. But if we get to 1.5 million, that means we can see the finish line. And then I'll just have to expand a little bit more. Well, here it is, load number 4 of sorghum coming off the field. Let's go ahead and put that into the silo, along with all those other little friends that we got in there. And actually on the way back, I can probably start going up the power line road because that's where the combine mostly is. That's right, and the other Winter Wolf is still kind of parked in the way here. Don't know why I haven't moved it yet, but every time I come down here, I keep forgetting about it until I get right about here and go, oh yeah, that's still kind of parked in the way. As long as I turn at the right time, which I didn't. Nope, too late. There we go. Now we're in there. So for the season, so far, we are just shy of 1 million liters in total. Another 34,000 is what we need to harvest. And we can see this is updating as the combine is going around. And all this is for the birds. Nothing of this is being sold. Nothing of it at all. And last episode that we saw, when we took all those eggs down, just as my recording decided to go haywire, yeah, we got $70,000 worth of eggs on the first sale, plus an additional $10,000 for the environmental bonus, but $70,000 in eggs on the first trip. And now that the first duck pen and chicken pen are full of birds, well, we can get a rough idea how fast they're going to make some eggs. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty darn fast. Let's go ahead and unload Franco here. Sorghum really harvests good, better than I remember or think, or keep thinking that it would harvest. Might be even better than wheat. Of course, when we go to feed the birds, it doesn't really matter to them. 1 liter of sorghum, wheat, and barley is all equal to them. If I wasn't running crop rotation, probably just planting sorghum in all the fields would benefit me more, because we probably actually get more off a field of sorghum out of every field than doing the rotation. But I put down the crop rotation just to add a little bit more realism to it. As a farmer, you don't want to keep planting the same crop in a field over and over and over again. If you do that, you definitely got to take a year off, or maybe 2 years off, so the soil can recover from all the nutrients it gives to your crops. And I have found out, because I am leaving this truck running, every time I teleport back to it to unload the combine, the engine is off. But time to me to get back into the T8. Just hit the cruise control button and get this field mulched. We do have a roller as well. We rolled the field and we got additional 1% yield off it. I mean, I could roll the fields to get that extra 1%, but it's not critical that we do so. I mean, 1% is 1%. I know. But it just seems like a lot of work to get the extra 1%. Money-wise, it doesn't seem a great thing to do. But if you're just going after a better yield, then yeah, rolling and all that stuff would definitely help you on out. It's just some of the things I do in Farming Simulator is not things I see farmers do around where I am. I don't ever see them roll the fields. I don't ever see them... Well, they do fertilize the fields, but it's with cow slurry and manure because every farm has cows, basically. I never see artificial fertilizer being put down, but as for mulching a field or rolling a field, I don't see that. But, you know, every farm in every part of the country is going to be different, or every part of the world is going to farm differently, all depending on the environment and soils that you are given or have to work with. All right, I'm going to keep on making some passes here. I will see you in just a bit. Will we get another full trailer out of there? That would be great. We're sitting at 480,000, so our next full trailer would be 560,000. I think we're going to be a little bit shy of that, but then again, I might be surprised. Well, one thing I was not really expecting to happen happened. As I'm here mulching this field, I saw a notification came up. I'm like, okay, the combine's full. No, the combine's empty of fuel. I did top it off with fuel just before I started harvesting this field last episode. I do have my fuel usage on high, as always. I think leaving it on normal or low, it seems like you never refuel your vehicles, and I like to be that part of the game for myself. So yeah, the combine has gone through a full tank of fuel harvesting this field, or at least trying to harvest the whole field. So I think we'll go up there and top it off with fuel, and I think we'll harvest the rest of the field ourselves. Not much more to go anyways. And I did do some bad math there just a second ago when I said another full trailer would get us 560,000 liters. No, another full trailer would give us 600,000 liters. Okay, so the grain trailer is full. Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's good. I forgot. What side is the fuel on? So we got our field service trailer here. Let me start up the fuel pump. Oh yeah, so the fuel, yeah, that's easy enough. The fuel thing is on that side. Alright, let's go around this way. Still got 1,650 liters of fuel in here. So that should be enough for the combine. Can I sneak? No, I can't really sneak through there. So this field service trailer should be available on all platforms, PC, Mac, and your consoles. Okay, we're in the zone. We're in the zone. So it can refuel, and of course it can also service a vehicle as well. So while that's filling on up, let's do that, and then we'll grab our Winter Wolf, and we'll go unload. So of course, with 4 trailer loads and now 25,000 liters in here, we have hit 500,000 liters off this field, and now we're working our way towards 600,000. But I don't think it's going to be 600,000 for what we got left here. It's going to be kind of rough to get that. Let's see. Let's make sure I don't go into the crop. We do have crop destruction on. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and take a thumbnail while we're waiting for everything to pan out. And turn off the HUD. And something like that will do. Alright, let me reset my field of view, turn off flight mode, and turn the HUD back on. There we go. Yeah, the field service trailer is nice for situations like this when you run out of fuel. Just bring it on up here, and plus you can also service it if I needed to, but service on this combine right now is still pretty darn good. It does take a while to fuel up, but we're still waiting for the grain. Okay, the grain's all emptied on out. Got 7 hours on the combine, so not a whole lot of hours, but this is a nice big combine with a big header, so it's not taking too long. Let's turn the pump off or the engine off. With all the engines running around, it's hard to hear. Oh, I didn't realize I had a digital display of how many liters were left in the 504. Is that what we got left? 504. I did not know that was even there. Cool. No, the pump is still on here. There we go. Oh, so it only shows when the pump is on. That's fine. And yeah, the service side, if you didn't see it before, you come back here and you can open it up. And the trigger for the service is on the other side. You'll even see a display come up on the laptop of what items are there and so on and so forth. So it's actually a pretty cool little machine here. That is on the mod hub, and it should be in the mod links down below as well. Alright, so now I need to get... Can I sneak through here? I can. And let me back up out of the way. Also, does the worker folded the header up? Interesting. Why is this giving me some trouble here? I had it unfolded and you said it wasn't folded. Make up your mind. Boy, that was kind of a little bit glitchy, it seemed like. Maybe it's animating the hopper opening on top, since it doesn't really have one and I can't see it, so I'm not waiting long enough. I don't know. It's unfolded now. We're harvesting. We're all good. I don't know how long it's really taken us to harvest this field, but really it hasn't been that long. So I can't really see myself in the future getting a second harvester. I'm always going to have work to do in a field, or I could be, once I hire worker to harvest a field, I should be out in the tree harvester cutting down trees in the meantime. So that way we get double the work done. But not too bad. Also, I almost got like 1/3 of the field mulched in that short time. So it's not going to take me long to mulch this field. So I would assume next episode will be September, and we will be planting the barley and the wheat in the fields that it is needed. And we'll get it all done in 1 month. And then in October, we can go around and do the weeding. Which, by the way, when I did weeding before and I was trying to get herbicide out of Omatana's seed hut, someone looked into it. I didn't look into it myself, but apparently you can't buy herbicide out of that hut. You can buy a lot of things out of that hut, but not herbicide, which seems kind of weird. I haven't double checked it to see, but I would say that is true because I've never been able to get herbicide out of the hut. And I thought I just wasn't unfolding something correctly, or who knows. I do a lot of things wrong. We can all admit that. But I didn't bother to check. I just figured. So I think out of that seed hut you can buy even grain like wheat and barley and stuff. I don't know if she did that on purpose or when she was adding the list of materials to be sold out of there, she just missed it. But either way, I mean, 99% of the stuff I need to buy out of there is nice, and it's also almost equal, or is equal to what you can buy in the store, so I'm not getting much of a discount. And we are just about done with the sorghum harvest. And done with the harvester for the season. Okay, let's go ahead and dump this into the grain trailer. So it's 480,000 liters plus whatever we got in the grain trailer that'll be harvested off this field. While that's unloading, let's go ahead and check. What do we get for the year harvesting? Well, 1,017,864. So just barely over the million liters for the season. We reached our goal. We reached one of our goals. A yearly goal. And let's come over to here. And let's get the header off the combine and onto the trailer itself. Whoop, nope, too far. There we go. All right, that's the back of the trailer. Oh, was it there? It might have been already there. There we go. And then just back up the combine a little bit. Actually, I'll get this pointed on down the road. There we go. And we'll get the McCormick just kind of pointed and straightened up, ready to bring back to the farmyard as well. I'll bring those back and we'll wash them and repair them later on. So off this field, though, we just saw what we got for the year, but off this field we got, let's see, plus 60,000, so that's 542,785 liters of sorghum. Well, I did reach my goal once I started harvesting this field. I know when I was planting, I was like, ooh, maybe 750,000. So we were shy of that. And I was even reaching maybe a million. Remember I said that? Remember? Just don't tell me when I did say it, though, okay? A million liters off a field. Yeah, so basically I got double the size of that field to get a million liters. So we need another field about that size, and then some. But with a million liters, and what we got, we can go ahead and put chickens into the third pen. 350,000 liters a year per pen. So times 3, that's 1,050,000 liters that we need. And we pretty much got that. Of course, the third pen is not going to need the 350,000 liters as I got over last episode, because it's only going to be starting with the 9 chickens. It's going to take a while to fill up the pen. So they're not going to need all of that. They might only use half of that. But by the time we get to next year's harvest, we should be well over what we need to feed the 3 pens. Hope that all makes sense. Actually, I don't need this for anything else currently, right? Don't think so. But for now, I'm going to leave that right there. Let's turn off the beacons. How are we doing on wood chips? Wood chips are slowly getting down in the fuel refineries, which is good, because pretty darn soon I'm going to be chopping down trees left and right, and the sawmill is going to be busy, busy, busy. Now the question is, where is my little crate to put the chickens in? I'm thinking it's going to be in the pen with the 1 duck, because I think that's the last place I use it. I don't see it there. I don't see it there. Open up those doors. All right, we'll close that. There it is. All right, this is to transport the chickens around, because if you missed it, when we first started getting birds, we bought 1 rooster and 7 hens. We bought 1 duck and 7 female ducks, and that's all we have bought. The rest have been reproduced. How old are these birds? They are 0 months, 1 month, 2 months. Let's grab the ones at 0 months, and we're going to grab 8 of them. Ooh, is that not registering? Nope, nope. Okay, wait a minute. That's not registering that. There we go. Chicken transport crate. Now it does. 0 months, so we want to grab 8 of them. Move the trailer. Yep. All right, so you can see them all. They're all frozen. They're all in scared mode. So this pen actually won't reproduce any chicks for like 6 months. Actually, more like 8 months. Okay, does not register. There we go. And move to husbandry. Yes. There we go. All right, let me take this out of here. I'm going to put it into the duck pen. That way we know. So we have 1 male duck, 1 male chicken here. I know people are asking, do the males lay eggs? And I think it was Paul on Discord did the test on that and said that the males definitely don't lay eggs. He had a full pen of male roosters and no eggs were found. So actually, no, I don't need that in there. I need that in the duck pen because I'll need to be transporting over the female ducks later on. That'll be maybe next year, if things go well next year. And I need to we need to harvest nearly 1.5 million liters next season before I can transport any ducks. We're not doing the straw anymore. The straw was just to show off what the enhanced animal mod does, which allows us to get manure, which we did at the very beginning. Let me feed Liberty, actually. And we did get a good amount of manure. But they are going through the straw pretty quickly now. And with all the tasks I got to do and jobs we got to do, it was just going to be... I mean, it wasn't much of a job, but we don't need the manure for anything. And you can see we got a good pile of manure here from the chickens and ducks, that's a good pile. I mean, that's a lot of bird crap. I'm just saying. That's a lot of bird crap. So 1,975 in this pen. Of course, we're selling the males as they're born, so it's going to take a while to actually top off. And this one's at 1985. So, yeah, we can call it 4,000 birds because of the additional ones we got over there. But, yeah, the numbers in about 8 months will start producing in there. And if you're saying, well, you're not going to reach 2,000 birds in there with the enhanced animal mod, once the chickens are reproducing in this pen, every chicken, when it reproduces, is going to reproduce from either 9 up to 13 birds per hen. So with 8 chickens in there, let's say each of them have 10 offspring, that's 80 birds right off the bat. And it's like, well, that's not that much. Well, when those birds get to be adults and they start reproducing, then that could be 800 birds from each one. So it doesn't take that long to fill up. It didn't take long to fill up these two. But yeah, there we are. And there's Liberty. We gave Liberty some food. I don't know if it's a he or she, but they've been doing a very good job taking care of the birds around here, keeping all the predators away, even though we don't have any. But, you know, anyways. But harvest is done. It's got time to get that field mulched. And we should be into September next episode, which we should be able to plant. Correct? In September? Yeah, wheat and barley we can plant in September. And then in October, we'll take care of weed control. And in between, just start cutting down some trees. Like I said, I was up here earlier. I cut down about 20. I'm starting to make a path where I want to cut. I'm starting to cut through there. Trying to go on the hillside here. I don't want to get too steep, but we'll see how it goes. Trying to keep on the flat land. So from that straight line, looking up ahead up to the road, and then all these trees will be cut on down. And then, of course, expand the hillside field. No, easy with the chainsaw. Yeah, and then we'll have more to harvest. But this field here next year will be sorghum. And that gets planted in April. So I got September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, that's 8 months from now. So I got time to go ahead and get some more area cleared out. And we'll see how far we get. But yes, 1 million liters harvested. Hooray. starting to fill up the third coop. Hooray. So a couple more to go. Yeah, I'm not going to add any more birds to that third coop. We're just going to let that coop go. But we will be selling the males as they're born in that coop. All the males must go, except for one. One lucky guy. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Oceanside Forest. But until then, have a good one.